Hi there, I'm Annalie from My Tiny Little Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little garden for your fairy. So I'm going to show you the contents. There's some wooden bases here, half stump with a hole for the sign. The stick is going to fit there. It fits in that hole like that. So we've got Gorilla Glue here and a paintbrush and lots of little pretty things to decorate your garden with. We're going to do the sign first. And we're going to wrap a flower or a leaf around the wooden stick, and then I'm going to glue that sign like that. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on there. And I'm going to just add the sign and just use that flower just to hold it on there a little bit. It will just help it stick. And then it looks pretty. And I'm just going to leave that to one side while that dries. The Gorilla Glue normally takes about 20 minutes to dry. So now I'm going to have a little look at how I'm going to arrange my garden. So I like to lay everything out so I can see everything. And then I like to have a little play to see all the different ways I could make my garden. So you could just have it like that. You could change the stepping stone arrangement. Or you could put the big one on top of the small one, like that. Or you could put them side by side and use the stump as a link, or maybe stepping stones as a link. Or you could use these little stepping stones as little steps up into that bit of the garden. There's lots of different ways that you can arrange your garden, your unique little fairy garden. I'm going to do it this way. And so I'm going to see how these steps work. You might have a little play around with the steps because they're all different sizes. And so you'll just find how they fit together nicely. Actually, I'm just going to put it up there and make a little step up onto that second bit of the garden. There we go. And then I'm just going to see where I'm going to put my toadstool and my little foraged acorn hat. I think toadstool looks nice there. I'll probably put my acorn hat there, and I'm going to fill that with some treasure later. And the little fir cone will sit nicely there. And then I just like to have a little play just to see what it's going to look like before I glue it. Right, so I'm happy with that arrangement. I'm going to take those bits off and I'm going to start gluing the base. So with the Gorilla Glue, you just need a small amount of glue. It takes about 20 minutes to dry. So put a bit of glue like that and then add that bit. And it will glue, you just need to leave it. If you keep lifting it to check that it's glued, it won't glue. So it really needs to be left for at least 20 minutes. And then it will be glued fast. I'm just checking that was how I wanted my stepping stones. Then again, just put a little bit of glue underneath them. And so now I'm going to glue my toadstool. And then continue to glue. I start with the bigger objects first to see where they're going to fit. When I glue the acorn hats, you just have to leave them for a while because again they take quite a long time to glue. If there's any stems of the leaves or flowers that you want to get rid of, just use some scissors and cut them off. I like to put this leaf here, little ivy leaf. And I'll probably glue that grass later. I'm going to put the cone. I've decided to put the cone here actually, because I want the acorn hat to be a bit more on show, because I think the fairy likes to collect treasure in the acorn hats. So I'm going to add a bit of treasure there for her. Yes, with the foraged items, just leave quite a little bit of glue on there and then just leave them, because they do seem to take longer to glue than anything else. I'm going to add a little bit of reindeer moss. This moss really looks nice in the gardens. It makes them look really outsidey and real. And now I'm just going to decorate the garden, add the jewels to the acorn hat, put the little flowers, add a little bit of moss around the base of the toadstool, and then just dot the flowers around. So my sign's now dry, and I can just dip the end of the sign in the glue and add it there to the hole. And so my little garden's really coming together now. And I'll just continue to add little bits to the garden. Just add a bit of glue to the felt grass. So I like using the moss just to fill in any gaps around the stepping stones, around the edge of the signs. So it looks like all those stepping stones and stump have been there for a long time and the moss has grown over them. I just like to get some moss around the back there as well. Don't forget about the back of the garden. And I'll decide where you're going to put the little shell. And I'll decide where to put the ladybird. It's got a little sticker on it. And there we have it. That's the end of my little garden. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed doing your fairy